So I'm just here with Angela and Felicity of Theory Crew, and we just reviewed the dashboards that we recently set up with them. Just put them on the spot and thought I'd ask a few questions just to get their feedback and share a bit about kind of their journey as well in terms of as it's relevant to dashboarding and data visualization. So did you want to, Felicity, did you want to run through a bit about what you guys do just in a nutshell?
Yeah, we are a PR agency predominantly, doing influence marketing, social and PR for big brands. So we're running a lot of different campaigns at once.
Excellent, perfect. And so just to kind of kick off, what in terms of the dashboarding side of things, I know you and I had a chat maybe 12 months ago originally when you were getting some key systems and things in place. What made dashboards and visualizing data and automating reporting, what made that relevant in terms of the conversation? Like, why did you reach back out to us?
We've always been pretty good at recording information. So we're very keen on understanding more and more and more and getting more in-depth understanding of the business and how it's working and how we can get better. So it was really time to build some dashboards so that we weren't kind of cross-pollinating lots of different spreadsheets and able to just visualize all of that data and dig a bit deeper more quickly and more efficiently.
Yeah, perfect. And Ange, from your perspective, was there anything else that kind of was a key kind of pain point or frustration or inefficiency that kind of made it relevant?
Yeah, I think outside of Flick and I getting a quick snapshot, it's also going to be beneficial for the team so they can be a bit more accountable to where everything's at really quickly. Yeah. So I think from that standpoint, it's going to be awesome.
Okay. And so in terms of accountability, like prior, like what was the key approach or how did you guys go about that? Was it just a matter of kind of spreadsheets, but then where was the kind of friction point or where was it not as good as it could have been?
I think it just involved a lot of discussions with us both, having a lot of discussions and sitting on the phone, working through the different data and coming up with insights and then checking that again. So a lot of one-on-one conversations that we now can shorten and we won't need to do that as frequently. So just giving us that information a lot faster.
Okay, excellent. And so in terms of the process with us, like what's your and the journey we kind of took you through over the last however many weeks, like what was that like? How would you kind of reflect on that in terms of communication, in terms of how we're able to kind of move through that process?
I love how fast you are. So we are the same with our clients, and we work with lots of different suppliers, and we found that the speed in which you worked kind of refreshing. Small businesses want things done fast. You understood everything we were asking for, and you delivered. You always delivered on your promises, so nothing was too much trouble. But things you just understood what we were trying to achieve, which was kind of refreshing. And
yeah, I think, and to add to that, we've had a few conversations where we needed your support from a what we should do perspective or spreadsheets, like how we have things set up. So that was really helpful just to get some feedback and update what we're currently doing so it worked for this.
I think it's one of those things that it's not just a matter of kind of pulling the data out and visualizing it. It's also exactly what you touched on. You have to make the system kind of work hand in hand and do the dance together. So that makes sense. So in terms of for you guys, like what do you see? I know you touched on a few things before around that accountability and some of those conversations kind of on a collaborative level, but what other kind of outcomes or benefits or impacts do you see the dashboards being able to have within the business moving forward?
I think like a lot. I think it'll show us our growth plan. It'll help with our growth. It can be small things that we're talking about here, but it'll give us insight into strategies that you may have not considered. I see that kind of expanding how we work. And I also see the potential for even building more for our clients and how we work for them so they can use dashboards to see what we're doing. I think there's a lot of opportunities.
And I think from a team perspective, when I talked about accountability, it's them just knowing straight away where I'm at with this KPI, where I'm at with my hours. It's not looking at a million sheets and wasting time on admin. It gives them more time to think strategically and think better for the client because they know always where they're at.
100%. I think there's one of the things we've been internally talking about a lot recently. It's like that unifying of direction. It's the more everyone can get on the same page, the more the bus moves a lot faster forward in the right direction. So totally. So in terms of for you guys moving forward, like what are you most excited about in terms of kind of what the future holds, and then obviously how this can kind of help you guys with the visibility across that?
I think, keeping yourself accountable as a business owner when you're in charge of a lot of things like sales and business development, I think this will really help keep Angela and I accountable for our jobs. So we've been able to give the team the information they need, but also keep ourselves accountable for what we need to do. So I really see that as a huge win.
Perfect. Okay. And I suppose last question, like there's plenty of people that we talk to. I have conversations every day where people kind of like, oh, we've got our own kind of spreadsheet reporting, or we don't really need it, or we've got the internal reporting within one system, but we've got like 5 systems, and therefore but it's fine, I get to it kind of thing. Like what, looking back, like what would you say is the key thing in terms of like advice or something you'd share to someone who's in that position you guys were in a month ago, or whenever it was?
Yeah, I think, Angela and I always talk about this. We've got these big plans and we've got these jobs on the horizon, but you always prioritize maybe a little fire that's come up that day, or you're prioritizing sort of this defense mode thing in business. And I think the more you can get on the front foot and put these systems into place, you'll love yourself sick later on, because you'll just saved yourself 20 hours. Or Angela and I were talking, we're probably going to save well over 10 hours each a month just by having the dashboard, and we'll probably save more than that, and that's really important time we can do other things with. So I think it's worth it.
Awesome. And to add to that, I think also don't be scared about the fact that you've got 1,000 different spreadsheets and systems already in place, because that's literally what we had, and I was like, is this going to work for us? But it has, like, everything's been able to be integrated.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your time.